So our client was scammed by the Grenada Investment Program. So if you don't know what that is, you can invest a sum of money. I don't know how much he invested, but he got the Grenada passport in which he can enter the US, or so he was told. He invested in getting a passport to Grenada. He flew into Mexico. He tried to go into Mexico with the Grenada passport, even though he has a green card, but he had issues with his green card. When the CBP officers saw that Grenada passport, immediately handcuffed him and stripped him of all his documents, including his passports and his IDs and social security card and everything. And then after several hours of interrogation, kicked him out. And now he is in Mexico, Zooming with us and saying, can we please help? His wife, his kid, they were all really nervous. They were in New York and they really wanted to see him, but they were terrified of going to Mexico, also because of their own personal issues. So that's what we did. Let me break it down what happened. Hi everyone, my name is Joseph. I'm the managing partner here at Tsang and Associates, where we solve legal problems with creative solutions. So the legal problem is this uncertainty of whether or not the wife and the daughter can get into Mexico, successfully come back. Why? Is because they had green cards, but their green card name is not the same as their passport name. They entered the US originally and they changed their name. And so we were stuck in this really weird place because the request was, can we take the wife and the daughter to get into Mexico successfully, see their father and husband, bring them back successfully? And can we request an interview so that he can properly explain himself to the CBP officer? And third, get the documents back, right? The passport, the social security, the driver's license, etc. And I was like, I don't know if I could do that. I've never done that before. It's bizarre. I don't know who scammed you, but this just seems crazy. But they were saying, please, I know the chances are very low. I'm like, why, they could just go. They don't need us to go with them. But they're like, no, we're after being arrested for several hours and being kicked out in Mexico, it's just terrifying. And so they were worried if the CBP officers would ban them, especially since they've already arrested the father. Well, the second issue is, will the officers be willing to give these documents back? Because whatever the reason that they arrested him, they want to keep those for evidence, right? And so a lot of it was just like, are you sure you want us to go with you? Because it doesn't seem like we are of any use, right? I don't know if I could get your wife and kids back, and I don't know if we could get the documents back, and I definitely don't know if I could get you an interview with the officer after they already arrested you for several hours. But the request was, yes, please do your best, because without you, we can't do it at all. So at least there's a little bit of hope, at least try. The clients flew from New York to San Diego. We picked them up in San Diego. We brought them to the border. We crossed. Then it was the reunion. They haven't seen each other for several years. The father was smoking a cigar. They embraced. It was very precious. They only had less than 2 minutes of meeting together. And then we had to go, right? And so when we went to see the officer. It was a crazy day. The officer was not willing to see him. Just was not willing, wouldn't even budge. So Liz and I were like, okay, well, you know, that's it. Well, at least try to get the wife and daughter back, right? And so we went through and we explained everything and it was successful. They were able to come back to the US so that we felt at peace. But it's not over. They were able to give one document back. So I had one document in my hand that I could go back. And the wife, I remember, was just so moved by this whole situation. She wanted to go back to Mexico. I'm like, are you sure, right? Like we literally just escorted you back. Now you want to go back in. It's like, well, as long as you did it once, now I'm familiar. I could do it again by myself. I just want to go and see my husband. I haven't seen him in years. And I was like, okay, well, I could bring you back to Mexico, the wife, but you know, that's it, right? I'm not going to bring you back again. So Liz and I, we crossed in. The officer was like, I'm not going to see him. Like it's a crazy busy day. And I'm like, can you just hear him out? I know you're not going to let him in. It's fine. You don't let him in. It's your call. Can you hear him for like 1 minute, like less than 1 minute? And officer, fine, right? Right there at the border. It was out in the open, right? Your 1 minute, go. And then he went off and pleaded his case. And at the end of it, the officer said, I understand, but no. The client was like, thank you for listening to me. And they left. We came back to the US and that's the end of it, right? Like that is just an insane case. I don't think there's anything more we could have done. I'm glad we were able to do the little bit that we could, at least letting the family reunite for a short moment and letting him have his day in court in that 1 minute presentation. And maybe that's enough, I don't know, but this is what we did. And hopefully at the end of the day, it's a well done. Take care. Bye-bye.